Okay, second video. First video was offensively based. The second video is going to be based on defense. So let me go right to it. Take a second. There you go. You can see the slideshow here. We're going to do basic defense. Okay. Basic defense is going to be called blue. Obviously, our colors are blue and gold. Simple idea of blue means crease slide. Gold means adjacent slide. We'll run white, which will be a zone. We're probably going to run what we'll call brown, which will be an additional zone. And then black will be kind of a set defensive play, and we'll have certain stuff that we call push out. Basically, all the defenses are going to be colors. But blue is basic, blue for basic. All right, brown is going to be for back or zone. That's something later on. Okay, keys to defense. All right, we'll talk about everything later on, but we need to communicate everything loudly to each other. Everybody has to be talking. If you are silent, you're not doing it right. And I can tell you right now, we have enough depth this year. If you're a silent player, you're not going to be a player. You're going to be a guy who watches from the sideline silent. Okay? Goaltenders, your job is to make sure that everybody is barking out their communications constantly. Okay? Never leave a question unanswered. I'm going to talk about that as we go. All right? What's new this year is we're going to be an early sliding defense. What I think we've had problems with in the past is guys don't know when to, guys don't necessarily want to slide. Guys on ball think that they should not be slid to, and everybody's very much concerned about their matchup. But we're going to play a team defensive scheme that we're always going to slide. Even if we have our best defender on, a mediocre player, we're going to slide to him anyway. We're going to slide early. We're going to slide early so that everybody knows the slide is coming on our side. So we know we're going to get a second slide. We know we're going to get a Rico. We know the slide's coming. It's always happening. There's no surprise. Okay? But it's going to allow us to always have somebody on the ball. All right? Blue, again, is going to be crease slide. We're going to slide off the crease. The backside will fill the crease. That's the two slide. Big thing you're going to hear me talk about with that is the two slide has to get to the ball side of that crease man. If a team runs like a 1-4-1 set formation, one guy behind, four guys across, that's usually two guys in the crease and then one guy up top. Okay, we'll call that a bump call. All right, because what we'll do is we'll still slide from the crease, but the backside crease man will bump to the front side crease man. Again, he has to get ball side of the man, and essentially we will get what we'll still call our two slide will officially be a bump, a two slide after the bump, which he'll be the third guy sliding. But we're going to cover both of those guys, and when we Rico, we're going to Rico to the crease, to the backside crease man, and bump out from there instead of running guys. It ends up being too far for the Rico. That's why we want that bump call in there. If a team empties the crease, we can't be a crease sliding team if we're playing against an open set. As soon as we see an empty crease, basically when guys are on the crease and they're moving off the crease and they're saying I'm off, all right, goalie's going to recognize that no one's come onto the crease. Okay, goalie needs to make this call: alert goal, alert goal, alert goal, which tells everybody, and when you hear it, you repeat it. Okay, so if I hear the goalie yell alert goal, and I'm playing defense, everybody says alert goal, alert goal, alert goal, alert goal. We all know that we're now in an adjacent sliding defense because there's nobody on the crease. Once we get somebody on the crease after that, we can go back to alert blue and put ourselves back into our defense. We need to be able to have that ability to get in and out of different things. I want to talk about the field a little bit, some of our markers, some of the stuff that we talk about on the field. I think you should know what the restraining line is and the end line. I think everybody knows that X is the area directly behind the goal. I think sometimes we don't know that. I think I talk about the GLE and people don't know what I mean. GLE stands for the goal line extended. If I put the line on the crease, the little line on the crease there, that's the goal line, and extend it all the way to the sideline. Okay? because if you're behind the GLE, you can't score. You have to get above, the ball has to get above, right? Because you can kind of be standing behind it and, wrap around a little bit sometimes, all right? But then you're putting your stick head above the crease line. If we're not above the crease line, we're not a scorer. So we can play guys a little bit differently below the GLE. And I like to dodge along the GLE offensively. We're going to hear me talk about that soon enough. You should know the alleys, the two alleys, one on either side, a right-handed alley and a left-handed alley as far as how you're going to shoot in those alleys. It's basically just inside the hash mark of the football field. It's kind of that either side that we like to dodge. And when we talk about being the crease man, we're going to talk about an area, I want to say it extends about 5 to 7 yards on either side of the crease and about up to 12, 15 yards, all right? About 12 yards above the goal line. That square, you'll hear me refer to that. It's the crease area. You'll hear me refer to it as the porch. It's the front porch for a goal. Also, the beehive. Beehive is more of a transition thing. All right. But if you know anything about bees, if anything ever attacks the hive, all the bees swarm back to the hive. And if we are clearing the ball and lose it, you'll hear me yelling beehive, beehive, beehive. That means put your foot in the ground and get yourself back to the front of the goal mouth. Get to that area on the front porch. We will defend there first. All right. Take away the easy shots, passes, and then work our way out from there. Okay. To show you guys this, I'm going to use a 1-3-2, basically an alley dodge, what we were doing with Panther, as my example. Okay. But you're going to hear me say the idea of 5 guys backing up 1. So I have a 1-3-2 look here. And what I have are, this is the guy who's on the ball, but all 5 guys are inside of him. Nobody, if that guy is pushed out here on the ball, all right, maybe he's 16, 17 yards away from the goal. He's the furthest one from the goal. Every other guy is inside of him, meaning they are closer than he is. Meaning if that guy gets beat, he falls down, right? If this guy's pushed out the same distance and this guy falls down, there's no way this guy can help out. So he's going to be crunched in here, backing up. Everyone's going to back up, okay? 5 guys will back up the 1. The 1 guy's on the ball is going to scream out, "I've got ball." Scream it out. We communicate everything. "I've got ball." He's going to approach the ball with a topside approach, okay? Topside approach. He's not going to go directly at him. If I go directly at him, that guy can go this way with the ball and get a shot over the top. Dodge right down the middle, okay? We will always think of an imaginary line on either side here. Think of an imaginary line here, kind of inside where the alley is. We're going to force everything on this right side of the field. We're going to force down. We're going to force everything down that way. All right? Towards the goal line extended, towards the corner, basically. Okay? If the ball was on the other side of the field, we'd force it down this way. Okay? If the ball is, on the sideline and they want to dodge from here this way, well, what are we going to do? We're going to either force that guy to bounce out that way or force him back that way. We're not going to let him cross that line. Crossing that line is going to get you a good shot on offense. The other thing I always say here is ass ball. Ass ball is all of the other defenders. Every other defender should be what is called ass ball. Okay, why can I get rid of that? Ass ball means that your ass is going towards the ball. Simple as that. Ass ball means your ass is going towards the ball. Basically, you're hedging. If I'm this defender, this guy's approached. He's out here in a position that he's going to force him down the alley. Okay? This defender should be slightly towards the ball, but then also be able to see his man. His hips are going to be set up, if you think about it, so that he is sort of facing towards his man. His ass cheek over here is towards the ball. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? He doesn't turn and put his chest to the ball. If you turn and put your chest towards the ball like that, that guy's just going to pass it over you to this guy who's going to shoot and score. Okay? You're going to hear me say, don't give your chest, don't show your chest to the ball. All right? If you're playing any sort of off-ball defense, okay, you're going to be in an ass ball position. Everybody will be ball side of their man, closer to the ball than they are to their man, to that side, with an ass cheek turned towards the ball. Okay? So you're looking at your man, but your butt cheek is kind of, so you can head swivel back and forth, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to look back and forth. Okay? So we're always going to be ass ball. Okay? We're also going to communicate. Now, the crease man, the hot man, is this guy inside. And he's going to yell out, I'm on the crease, I'm hot, I'm hot, I'm hot. You're going to hear me yelling from the sideline. You know, Tyler, you're hot, whatever. Danny, you're hot. All right, we got multiple Dannys, so maybe I have to call Smith and Benevetti. I got to call Benevetti something else. He's going to say I'm hot, and then he's going to ask the question, who's my two? Who's my two? Asking for the two slide. That's going to be big. All right. I want you to ask a question because questions never go unanswered if we're communicating. All right. I don't want you to just say I'm hot. I'm going to say I'm hot. Who's my two? If you don't hear an answer, yell out who's my two again. If you're the goalie, you don't know who the answer is. Tell number two that they're number two. Okay. Hey Murph, you're number two. Or hey Dante, you're number two. Right. Hey Luke, you're number two. Whomever it may be. Okay. Now, who's number two? Now, number two is the backside guy, usually the guy furthest from the ball. If we're dodging down this alley, I'd probably say who's ever covering him is probably the number two. Although sometimes, as this ball kind of disappears in this direction, we'll make this guy be the number two slot. We'll talk about that as far as being, somebody how we communicate and how we adjust. Okay, so think about ball movement. If the ball's right here, this guy in here is yelling, I'm hot, who's my two? This guy's saying, I'm your two, I'm your two, I'm your two. Ball moves over here. This guy needs to take his approach. Again, his approach should be to force the ball down this way. Okay? My man who was on the ball is not going to turn and look at the ball, turning his chest to the ball. He's going to backpedal and sink in because he wants to be ass ball. He still has his man. But maybe this guy and this guy, after the pass, switch places. You're going to kind of run to him and hedge. Kind of, when I say hedge, that literally means kind of putting your ass towards the ball and be a little closer to the ball. This guy's going to come through, and he's going to get himself in a position where he is ass ball. And he is giving him support. Although he's not going to slide, if this guy were to go over the top, or we're going to take away that over the top, but he's not going to slide, but he's going to take away that real estate and be able to, since his ass is towards the ball and his chest is towards his player, if the pass goes back, he's going to be able to go out and defend it. Okay? My guy in the crease, well, maybe they switch, but who knows? My guy in the crease, this guy's hot. I'm hot. Who's my two? Well, from here, the backside is probably this guy. Probably one of these two. We're not really going to very often be sliding off that guy at X. I can tell you that right now. Most of the time, it's going to be one or either of these two backside guys talk to each other. Ball goes here. He sinks in. Whichever way is faster. Okay? You don't want to be chasing him because if he takes the ball and goes this way, he's going to beat you. All right? So know your angles. You can go through the crease. You should be able to beat him. Okay? You're going to get here. It's not really an alley thing that you can take it away. I would force the guy to his weak hand. You should know who they are, who that is. Everybody else is crunched in. These guys should be sinking in. The crease man should get ball side. He's still hot. Who's his two? Right here. Okay? If this guy were to go, we're going to go early. And we're going to go early. That's the key. Both guys going early gets us to where we got to go. If the crease guy goes early and the two slide is late, that's a goal. If the crease guy is slow to go and this guy got beat, that's a goal. He's going to be able to be aggressive, right? When that ball goes from here to here, he knows he can kind of aggressively challenge that guy Because if he does get beat quickly, we know we're early sliding, so we'll have somebody there quickly. Okay, that's a key. All right, so we change, we communicate with the ball movement, but we make sure that we get our early slide. Early slide. I know, we're back to the beginning now. I know this guy wants to dodge down here. Okay, one thing I did here, there was an offensive player here. Maybe he clears through. Okay, he clears through. You know, sometimes this guy will run away, and that guy will replace him. What happens is you're calling it out right away. And for the most part, I want to keep the hot man who he is. But if his guy is taking off, well, he might slide early right now. Okay, and we'll let that guy take off. All right. Very rarely we will make this guy be the new slider. Okay, he's going down the alley. Early slide. Early slide. This guy is allowed to be in the trail position now because he knows, he can anticipate that he's got help in an early slide. If this guy hangs a stick, he can check him from behind. Okay. The key here is we've now got two guys on one. Do we double team? And the rule of thumb is going to be, does he stop his feet? You know, this is the offensive guy should listen to this. If he stops his feet, okay, if he stops his feet, he hesitates. We're going to bingo, double the ball. Bingo means two guys on the ball. All right. If he stops his feet, we are going to take it from him. I can tell you that right now. All right. That's how we're going to play. If he doesn't stop his feet and he runs here, he's this guy's man, and you're just forcing him towards that corner. This guy now will come off. Now, if he had immediately, as soon as he saw the slide, turned and ran back up top, or tried to re-dodge, you might want to stay with him, and then he becomes the recovery man. Well, let's just say he went down here. You are now left as the recovery man. Okay, our two slide. Remember, this guy's kind of clearing through. Our two slide has to get ball side. Okay, that's going to be a key thing here. Okay, the two slide is anticipating the early slide, right? We've early slid from here. Early slid from here. Number two, backside guy number two knows I've got to get to the front. If I just get to my man, he is open, he will score. You'll be on his back, and we'll get the one clap. Crap, he scored. I had him covered. No, you didn't have him covered. You only have him covered if you get yourself to the ball side where you can take that. Okay? Everybody else is in kind of a hedge position. Okay? The guy who's open is all the way back there. Think about what teams want to do. Okay? What teams want to do. They want to go dodge, pass, dodge. Right? The old doge. Right? They want to take the ball. They want to throw it to him and throw it to him. Okay, so what do? Well, we have to recover. We have to recover. That's a reco. Okay? This guy has now got the ball. This guy, right, it was here. These guys were doubling. This guy went here. This guy went here. Got the ball. This guy became the Rico guy. Okay? Rico back towards the crease first, because if this guy's wide open, he might just cut right to the front. Okay? You're going to Rico back to the crease first, and then find that guy from the inside out, find the open guy. Okay? It should, all right, if the ball is showing up, pass, right? It should take a couple seconds for that pass. He's now coming out. So that might, all right, if he wants to throw that ball over here, all right? If you've done it early, right, you can get there. All right, we can get there. If we have a problem with that, getting to that, what we'll do is instead of two sliding off of him, maybe we'll two slide off of this guy that's gone up top. He's going to get there. And now, that ball has to go 1, 2, 3. And our Rico will instead go back towards the crease, then work our way back up here. Knowing that's where the open man is. Okay? So that's what Rico's all about. Okay? We can be adjustable. Okay? We can change where the initial slide comes from, where the two slides coming from. But for the basic thing is we're going to early slide off the crease. We're going to two slide from the backside. We're going to anticipate the slide, anticipate the two slide. We're going to communicate, Communicate. We're going to back up the guy on the ball with 5 guys. Everyone's going to be ass ball. Everybody's going to be in a hedge position, meaning that they're slightly towards the ball. We're basically going to clog the middle of the field and force teams to shoot it from the outside. That's the end of the period. That's kind of funny. I'm done. All right. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a good one.